the goals on the scoreboard, because it will come down later in the afternoon.
Well, the big game underway here at Optus Oval. French beaten by Campbell. In from the side. Well done, Clark. Big pack of players around the football and a bounce.
Just looking down to the Carlton full forward line, McKernan has started in the forward pocket and Nick Holland is actually picking him up.
Mitchell going with Ratton.
Ruckman wrestle. French gets it down. Loose ball. Prendergast, who started inside the centre square. Ineffective possession. McKay wrapped up. And he was one player who was in outstanding form last week against the Kangaroos, Andy McKay.
Just looks like Darren Hube has got to go with job on Shane Crawford.
Campbell knocks it forward, knocked on further by Cox. Now a chance for Leckis at half forward. Can't get it. Or Crawford. In fact, it was Vanderburn going in hard. Eventually Camporelli and Carlton kick it out towards a vacant centre wing position. Favola comes up to meet it, but Hay gathers it cleverly for the Hawks.
So Hay off half-back. They'll be hoping for plenty of run. Into the air, McKay front position. Well done, Graham. Got it down. Cox is wrapped up. And Andy McKay's form terrific last week. So we have a ball up. McKay front position makes it his very own. So down she goes. Third man up. Might have been Rutten. Slapped it down. Hawks along that boundary. Out of bounds to be thrown in. Half forward. Hawks into attack.
One interesting move. It looks like Dixon is actually lining up on Hickmott, which I wouldn't suggest that Dixon has actually played too many games in defence.
So Hawks showing Houlihan plenty of respect, because Tallis will go with him. Down Vandenberg. Hawks into attack. It's inside 50. Have to be good. Down at ground level. This is what they need to improve. Crawford over to Joel Smith. Around the corner. It'd be a dream start, but it misses everything. And we have no score in the game as such. Blues to take it, and it's Big Mick Martin out of that back pocket.
Jade Rawlings was just free off to the right of Smith. Didn't use him. Kick comes in from Whitnell. Big pack, Koutafidis up. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Murphy trying to get it towards McKay, but the boundary line was too close. So a boundary throw in.
Just real have to play the percentages. 2 occasions now early in this game Murphy's handballed in pack type situations. Get it, put it onto your boot, get it forward.
Campbell again decisively down. Carlton a chance through Prendergast. Now Lappin chips it. McKay intelligently knocks on. Vacant wing position. Favola right up the ground. He's got runners inside. One of them's McKay, who kept going. McKay drills the pass. Hickmott the target. Escapes him and over the line. Kick from McKay just a little wide. So nevertheless, Carlton have it inside their attacking 50.
Hasn't this guy been in great form? Hickmott, terrific inside 50. Just being able to keep the ball in that scoring zone for the Blues.
McKernan doing the ruck work this time. And a free kick, which way to go? It'll go to Campbell. And it started pretty well.
So Campbell, hands off in the end. Dixon, right side for the left footer, has to find someone. Prendergast there, Leckis is good and takes it. So stop-start at the moment. No openings for both teams, just feeling their way. Rawlings dropped it on the way down. Beaumont did enough. Got the body in. Lappin, defender this season. Interesting move. They're into the middle. White. Chance for the Blues. He may bang it in long. He'll load up. Has to go around again. He does. Too many this time. Hawks got numbers back. It's just to the corner of the square. Cox is there. Brown, Campbell-Brown did beautifully. Vandenberg out of danger. So mixing it up at the moment, the Hawks. Part of their game that fell away last week, certainly after half-time. Big Lance. Half forward it is. Kuda. He's got it. He was third in that line of players, Koutafidis, eyes on the ball, hands off, Prendergast to load up. It's outside 50. It'll go long, and we have liftoff. First goal to the Blues. Beautiful kick, and good signs for Carlton. Koutafidis with an early touch, giving it off, and in the end, great goal from Prendergast.
Well, Steve, Koutafidis didn't take a mark last week, so it hasn't taken him long to get into the action.
Yes, very good start. Joel Smith actually trying to run Koutafidis up the ground, but Koutafidis running hard down to the Carlton forward line, taking that mark and dishing it off to Prendergast, who kicked the goal.
So first blunt to Carlton. Great long goal from Prendergast coming from Akutafiti's mark. And the Blues off to a good start. French and Campbell. This time French. Murphy. His handball was astray. Lekas. Now a chance for Spawn. Ratton. Houlihan. Blues combining very well. Lappin searching for an option. There's not much on. And forced to go back. Whitnell, who's been the general so far at half-back. Crawford in the way. And he's away. Good chase from Hume. Brings him down. Ball out wide. Chance for the Blues. They've got numbers. Prendergast did well to get back. Beaumont just kicks to the vacant wing position. All Hawthorn. Oh, Tallis left it for Campbell. Eventually he got the handball to Hay. Well played from Clark to Vandenberg. Kick over the head of Osborne. Good mark taken by Lappin.
Good sign by the Blues, or Matty Lappin, getting plenty of the ball. He uses the ball so well off half-back.
At the moment, just being picked off. No marking options for the Hawks Trust half-back. Cambriale, as he did last week, started in defence and started his running from there. Murphy in long. Kutafiti's left it in the end. McKernan, Hickmott at ground level, looking to someone to give it off to. Find someone in Prendergast over the top. Too close for Vala. It'll come down. Players put themselves in, and this is good for the Hawks. Crowded Carlton forward line makes their job easier. We have a ball up. Centre half forward, just inside 50.
Well, they recovered very well then, the Hawks. It looked like the Carlton players were actually going to be able to have a shot at goal, but the pressure by the Hawthorn defence was outstanding.
So Ratton, or Mitchell going with Ratton, or either way, not sure. Third man up was McKay, knocked clear of the pack, which was smart. Hume, Tallis evades one and just gets his slipper into it. It's still in the square. Players go in, coming out to meet it well. Hawks with a chance. Osborne does well, and in the end just chips up. Clark has it. So needs to find someone too far out to score. He'll bang it in. He's looking for Thompson. Mick Martin's back there. Players go in. Carlton players spoiled, and Thompson has the first score of the game for the Hawks.
Lucky to get away with that, the Blues.
I think it was Beaumont.
Probably should have taken the mark, but you've got to make it 100% certain that you do take the mark under those situations, otherwise get a fist to it.
Well, Mick Martin really should have been calling Beaumont back into that ball.
Camporelli at fullback. Chipson over the top after playing on. Spawn intent on giving it back to Camporelli. Carlton running it out of their defence. Poor kick though. Cox in the way. Chips it back. Thompson had to stretch but gets there. Plays on. Thumping kick goal on. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, he's hit the post. Gee, that would have been a marvellous goal. Just sliding across the face slightly and cannoning into the post. So the second behind already to Nathan Thompson.
Well, really, that shot at goal was caused by the Camporelli kick, which wasn't spot on.
He looms as a danger, Thompson, going in against Mick Martin. So Tallis again. So important to Hawthorn's chances. Onto that right boot. Great kick. Clark will mark again. Has Sam Mitchell inside. On the outside we go to Lekas. Good kick. He's got Graham. It was a good kick in the end, and they will go short again, and Cox will mark. So Adrian Cox with a chance from 45 metres out directly in front.
Well, great usage by the Hawks. They need to go back and kick this one. Just make sure they get a goal on early and reply to the Carlton first goal.
Well, they've certainly confused everyone with Dixon lining up in the back half, Graham in the forward half. They've really thrown this team around.
So Adrian Cox with a chance. It's up, and it's good. Hawks are in front. So 9 minutes into this quarter, and pretty competitive. Hawks take the lead through an Adrian Cox goal.
Well, we just see the build-up, once again caused by a Carlton kick-out, and when the opposition or the Hawthorn players can get the ball in off a kick-out, you've got to be able to get it in quick, because you generally find free players there, and on that occasion Cox was on his own.
Adrian Cox kicking Hawthorn's first goal of the afternoon. Campbell gets it down again. Houlihan, good tackle from Tallis. Hawthorn work it to their half-forward line. Free kick though. Advantage paid. Free kick was to Prendergast. Camporelli kicks towards half-forward. Good strong mark taken by McKernan.
was a beautiful kick. That travelled 50 metres and clearly pinpointed for McKernan.
Now he is a thumping kick. Kicks it straight into Holland. That didn't travel too far. French thumps it onto the boot. It's got the carry. It's a goal! Barnaby French, well, I think, Steve, we got a bit of an indication there of the breeze because that kick didn't look as though it was going to get there. It just continued to sail through.
Well, that is virtually the scoring end out end. That's what the end that the wind does favour. But well done by Nick Holland here. He really did man the mark and got his rewards for doing it. But unfortunately fell in the hands of Barnaby French, who was alert and was able to kick that goal.
Beautiful goal. Barnaby French. Great bonus in football when your ruckman puts his hand up and becomes a goal kicker. Scoring in without a doubt down there. The Blues are going to in this first quarter. Mitchell at ground level. Ducked and slid away. Vandenberg will take it. It's going to the Blues, so he did duck his head as called. Koutafidis comes up with it. Loads up Kuda. Out in front for Vola. Just got a hand up. Hickmon at ground level. Missed his mark in Houlihan. Off the ground and out of danger by Dixon. Off the ground again. Go. Well done, Hawks. Campbell-Brown, well done. Delivers to wing, and that was good football in the end because he found Osborne. So Hawks will just chip up again. Pretty short with their possessions. Lekas, they're in danger. Whitnell cut it off in the end. Chips up, and Koutafidis, great sign for the Blues at the moment. The champs getting a bit of the ball, so confidence should soar. Bump ball, no. Ratton took it. Out in front, McKernan will jump, and he's got it. So take two from the other side for Corey McKernan. Should have learned from his first approach.
Yes, taking a lot bigger run up on this occasion, giving himself plenty of space between him kicking the ball and the guy on the mark.
Well, let's get down to the boundary line. Christy, how strong is that wind?
Well, as we speak, my hair has just gone in my mouth, so that could be an indication that it has picked up. It's quite swirly and possibly favouring the Blues end, but it certainly has picked up in the last few minutes.
So McKernan with a chance for another score for the Blues. That's a good kick, and just to the left in the end. So distance not a problem. They actually kicked it off about 3 or 4 steps. So it's 3 scoring shots in total for the Blues, 13 playing 8. The Hawks, and nothing in it really.
Crawford, that's what confronts the Hawthorn captain. Just chips, effectively. Tallis.
I want to see Joel Smith further up the ground, playing across half-back or even off a wing. They need his running, the Hawks.
Crawford gets it back. Driving kick towards Lekas. Boundary line too close. Hume with the job this afternoon on the Hawthorn captain, and that'll be a very interesting tussle.
We see Lekas and Prendergast on screen. Another big job for Prendergast this week. Did a run with roll after half-time on Simpson, but up against a very good player in Lekas.
Boundary throw in. Prendergast forced to do the ruck work. Barlow, can he keep it in? Yes. No. Just over, so a boundary throw in.
He's been important in recent weeks. Barlow has become a goal kicker, and Spawn has the job there. So, and a long way from home at the moment, Barlow. Crawford going with Hume. Ratton, as we made mention, with Mitchell. Campbell to do the ruck work with Barnaby French.
French gets it down towards Hume. Slipped it to Koutafidis, and slipped it further afield to Ratton. He's well tackled. Tough and hard in the middle at the moment. Spawn threw it out and is penalised.
Correct decision. Great tackle by Crawford.
Shane Crawford, who had plenty to say during the week, and he pleaded with the umpire.
Just looking further down the ground, it's interesting. Thompson, Graham playing alongside each other inside 50. They need to get a bit of width because you don't want both of those players flying for the ball. Use one or the other.
Crawford on centre wing directing traffic. He's got a short option, which is now manned up because someone just came onto the bench. That was Livingston. Dixon has to go hard and does, but a boundary throw in. Yeah, just as Crawford was taking his kick, Livingston just crept onto the ground to man up Dixon, so unlucky there for the Hawks.
Far too short at the moment, Hawthorn, with a lot of their possessions, but going into that breeze, just trying to retain possession at the moment.
Free kick in the ruck. Which way will it go? Hawthorn's way to Robert Campbell. Playing his second game of the year, Campbell. Driving kick,
good
inside
kick.
Attacking 50. Whitnell did very well. No free kick. Crawford first to the full. Shovels it out. Mitchell around the body. Prendergast needs to hold his ground. Did. Well played. Got it eventually to Lappin, who's ducking and weaving. He's very clever. Eventually kicks to a vacant wing position. Cavola giving chase, but boundary line is too close.
Geez, just a little bit earlier, Sauce going inside 50. Thompson gave up without a yelp on that occasion. Whitnell just virtually was handed the ball in the end. Good use of the body from Lance. Ball comes in, Crawford. Volleyball at the moment. Vandenberg ducked the head. It'll go this way.
Lucky.
Just looking to give it off to Barlow. Decides to straighten up and bang it in long. Thompson has to go. Has to jump. Good mark. That's what they need from him.
It's what he has to keep doing on Lance Whitnell. Keep presenting.
Thompson has Graham into the pocket. Not a good directed kick. Graham puts his hand up. Ball at ground level. Players have to fight now. Prendergast back towards goal. Fumbling, lapping to mop up. Hands off. Beaumont. Blues are running now. Campriale very good early in this game. It's long. Ratton underneath the ball. Sails over the top. Hay and Ratton off the ground. It's inside 50. Ratton will go again. Players come out to meet it. Livingston there. Slap back to Ratton. Unguarded goal square. Won't go towards a goal. Across it goes. Crawford and the Hawks out of danger. And a little bit of run now. Loads can go over the top. And they have a little bit of time through Barlow.
He's at half-back. He'll take a couple of bounces. Just takes the one. Kick a little off the side of the boot. Thompson and Whitnell did well. He's able to make a contest. And Lance Whitnell started pretty well.
Just the Hawthorn half-forward line was just a little slow to react then when Vandenberg was bringing the ball up the ground. They should have presented a little bit earlier.
Carlton going with a big forward line. They have Favola down there, McKernan and Livingston out of the square.
Loads down towards Barlow. Lappin, who's been fantastic, gives that one straight up though. Ladson on the ground. Kick inside, attacking 50. Martin got a bad bounce. Graham and Beaumont. Beaumont did brilliantly, worked his way to the front. But Graham equal to the task. Well played, Mark Graham, from 60. High to the goal square. Thompson couldn't take it at the back. Chance for Lecker. Soccer off the ground is a goal. So Leckis kicks Hawthorn's second goal and they lead by a point. And some pretty good play, particularly from Mark Graham, Steve. He really battled on hard after Beaumont looked as though he had beaten him.
No doubt. More importantly, he got the ball in quickly. That put the Carlton defenders under a little bit of pressure. And we just see this kick here. He winds it in to the top of the square. The Carlton players compete for the ball and they both fall to ground. 1-2, both come to the ground. Leckis kicks a goal.
So be pleased, the Hawthorn coach Peter Schwab, with the way his boys are going about at the moment, going against the breeze, possibly a 2-3 goal breeze in favour of Carlton, but they have had numbers at the ball and winning it at ground level. It's into the air by Hume. Hay tried to soccer. Favola wrapped up, took it and dropped it in the end. Johnny Hay back in there to Smith, to Dixon. Right boot, not really directing it towards wing. Clark will come out. Unlucky bounce, Spawn, well done. Too hard at Kudafidis. They're doing it again at ground level. Bateman now supplies. Just outside 50. Chance now. Ladson will take it on that left foot. Just chip up. Good kick. Good kick in the end. It's called play on. Wasn't 15 and Thompson will kick a goal. The Hawks have 3. So after 2 earlier misses, Nathan Thompson with his first goal and Hawthorn with the last 2 of the game.
It was a great goal and exactly what the Hawks needed. They needed to make this first quarter very competitive, and if they can have their noses in front coming in at quarter time, it's exactly what Peter Schwab would have loved to have had.
He's in for a big one. He started well.
So Hawthorn out to a 7-point advantage, 9-5 from the clearances. The Hawks, they're doing particularly well. Big pack of players around the football. Clark wrapped up and a bounce.
Crawford 7 touches in this game so far. We have gone just under 19 minutes, so he is burning up that track at the moment. Forward at Nathan Thompson as a forward is good. Clark has been busy with 4, so has Leckis.
Works very hard, Shane Crawford. Hume He's tackled by the one hand and luckily to get away with it. Koutafidis kicks inside, attacking 50. Jonathan Hay, who started pretty well, has got some toe. Well played, Jonathan Hay.
Well done.
Searching kick to the boundary line, and it's okay. Boundary throw-in. He's done pretty well on Brendan Favola.
Yes, got the initiative so far. Favola having only the one possession, the one handball. Hay providing plenty of attack out of that half-back line.
Lotes and McKernan fall short and knocked to the line by Clark and Camporelli, who engage in some bumping.
Just getting back to the Favola-Hay matchup. Favola playing well up the ground, not really playing out of the goal square, but really playing along the half-forward line.
Don't know at the moment if they're being served by Hume going Crawford. Crawford getting the ball. Hume at the moment, the Blues need him with his hands on it.
From the bounce, McCormick has it. He's on the ground. Half forward for the Blues, the football. And as you can see, lots of bodies going in. And there's Jonathan Hay and Brendan Favola. And now he heads back to the goal square. Perhaps the first time this afternoon that he's actually been in the goal square. And a wide open forward 50 arc, although Crawford drops back. Prendergast scrambles at McKernan. Handball hoping into open space. Dixon and Murphy went hard at it. Little soccer inside, attacking 50 by McKay. This will test Favola. Handball, Hume from 30. Which way will he go? Beautiful chip from Ratton up towards Plunkett. He couldn't take the mark. McKay a chance for a soccer goal and he misses. Offline.
Well, once again, the pressure by the Hawks was outstanding deep in defence. One thing that's really highlighting the Hawks' ferocity is their tackling. 17 tackles to Carlton 5.
Just overusing it on that occasion, the Blues. Hume probably should have backed himself from there. Faced the goal and had a ping. Tallis, who has Jared White going with him now, head start on Houlihan, so Nick Holland will take it. Still in Carlton's 50. Sharing it around at the moment, just wasting time. So Nick Holland just bang it into the air. Thompson will jump, couldn't mark it. Lote's got his hand to it. Lekas over the line. Was over the line, it's coming back. So the Hawks have had a pretty good first quarter of action. They lead by 6. Some good signs. Thompson has started well with a goal. Angelo Lekas, man on screen, continues to do well around the ground. Beaumont at his feet. Wait, Crawford. And Crawford does enough to toe poke it over the line. Showing Crawford 7 possessions. Darren Hume, the job there on the Hawthorn skipper. It's been the Hawks' best or most consistent player in the previous 5 rounds. Ball comes down. Joel Smith over the line again. Looks like Bateman just off screen. There he is in the background, running with Justin Murphy. Ball comes in. Players flat-footed. Barlow nearly shrugged, got his arms clear. Well done. Lekas into the air. Plunkett will jump, and in the end, a great contest.
Courage.
Osborne not giving anything away, and Jimmy Plunkett and the Blues are away.
Kick across the ground. Oh, clever play from Whitnell. No, he's been penalised for a push. He doesn't know it yet. Look of anguish from Lance Whitnell.
Well, the umpire was right on the scene there. Probably didn't do the push subtly enough. We just see there, you get away with it sometimes, others you get pinged.
Brown to Holland. Ordinary kick going towards half forward. Clever little tap on from Osborne to Cox from 40. A thumping kick. He's kicked it. Hawthorn have 4. Cox kicks his second, and really they worked it through very well. The kick coming in from Holland was a poor one, but gee, it was a great little tap on here from Osborne. Look at that deft little touch, and Cox, what a great finish into this wind.
Well, the beauty of it was that they got the free kick deep in their defensive half or along their half back line, and they reacted quickly. They got the ball on nice and quickly, and Cox was a free man to be able to kick that goal.
Decent call in midfield with Whitnell being penalised. So Whitnell being penalised in the middle of the ground has cost them. Hawthorn have scored again through the traffic. Tallis are into attack again. So they've started beautifully. Lekas around the body, unguarded goal square. Mickey Martin's back there. It's a goal. Did Mick get a hand to it? I don't think he did. And I think Angelo Lekas may have kicked his second. Look at Mickey in there. Oh, Mickey.
He's pleading his case.
And I don't think the jury says
Now,
Mick's still going.
Now, umpire McBurney's come in just to see what's happened here. Now, this is unbelievable. The umpire's conferring. The goal umpire, I think, doesn't think he's touched it.
Oh, it's a goal. So the Hawks have there another Lekas with 2 and Mick's still going. And why wouldn't you? That's his job to stop goals on this occasion. Just missing out. Here we go.
Oh, gee. Oh, it touched the post. It hit the post. Well, Mick wasn't even arguing, but it actually did hit the post.
Yep. A little bit of luck in football, as they say.
Well, let's have a look at this. Martin, I don't know whether he touched it or not, but watch this ball just graze the post. There. So that was an incorrect decision by the goal umpire. The argument was about whether Mick Martin actually got a hand to it. But what he should have been focusing on was the fact that it actually hit the post. McKernan knocks it clear. Unlucky there, the Blues. And free kick will come back to Carlton.
Just a handy lead at the moment, 15 points at the moment, and the rain is starting to come. Ball a little bit slippery, so just the skill level of the players will drop away a tad.
McCormack kicks. Lotes drops the slippery football. Dixon gets a handball on the up, out wide. There's a free kick, no advantage called. Johnson just tips. Set Ladson a task and over the line sliding with the football.
You can just sense the Hawks players, their confidence is just rising a little bit. They've had a few things that probably gone their way, but they've worked hard and you make your own luck, and exactly what the Hawks have done.
Sure do.
Lotes, French holding the front position, did very well. Got it down to Ratton. Kick towards half forward. Koutafidis almost. Brown wrapped up by Koutafidis. Rawlings scrambles a kick somehow. Murphy gave it to his captain, but he was under pressure. Waite coming to the line. Ooh, Clark sliding into the fence, but a boundary throw-in at half forward for the Blues.
So Big Mick.
I think that might have happened to Mick a fair few times over your career, that you actually get a finger onto the ball, but the umpire fails to actually acknowledge it.
He could have been a metre away and Mick would have been complaining, saying that he got a touch to it. Johnson off half back. Hawks have been very good at their ability to get numbers at the stoppages. And again, the ability to win the football. It's long. Graham standing start. Cox will jump. His best serve at ground level. Lotes should have given it to Clark. He'll continue to run. Do they? No, it's on the full. And he should have handed it off in the end. Had Tim Clark there running for the football. So Spawn, the Blues, ready to turn it into attack. 15 points at the moment. Schwabby ought to be pretty happy with that. Whitnell, well done. That's a big mark. So he took 2-3 bites at it. Took the sting off the ball. It's into attack. Big ask of Hickmott. Big ask with Rawlings sitting back there. And pretty hard, coming hard at the football in these conditions, because the ball will sail over the top. And Rawlings and the Hawks turn it around.
Kick from Rawlings. Well, almost got to the target. Cox, but McKay was fantastic. The closing speed there was sensational from Andy McKay, and he was able to force a contest, and as a result, a boundary throw-in. That wind having a real impact, coming towards the end at Carlton, the kicking, but also across the ground. McCormack on hands and knees. Taken high was Rawlings. Hume in the pack. It's tight and tough. Osborne dives in, and a bounce.
Interesting, Hawks with Whitnell playing in defence. He's picking up Graham. Now Graham, in a lot of occasions, is dropping back to the goal square, taking Whitnell out of the play, so defeating the purpose of having Whitnell back there and playing cross half back. The other thing is you've got, I think it's Barlow now dropping Mick Martin back, but Barlow is coming up the ground and bringing Martin into the play.
McKernan takes it out. Didn't get rid of it effectively. French, and he'll get a free kick. Barnaby French. Now, umpire thought about playing advantage. That was a mistake. French just squares it up to Lappin. Now he's got a loose player inside the centre square, easily around Ladson. He sets a lot of opportunities up. Lappin, thumping kick, McKernan at the back, a chance for Hickmott. Brown in for shoot, slides down, wants to get it to the line and does. Well played by Campbell Brown. Now we'll get a free kick.
No doubt. Second effort there by Campbell Brown was outstanding. He knew that Hickmott was running hard for it, and he was able to dive underneath Hickmott and correct decision.
Two Hawthorn players in the area, so that's a good sign.
Played all 5 games so far in season 2003. Campbell Brown, the kick over the top of the pack. Good carry with that. Boundary throw in. Hawks by 3 goals. They've started very well to what we think is the non-scoring end. It'll be interesting to see what transpires in the second quarter.
Wet football starts to balance it out in the wind. You can get a little bit more penetration going in against the wind with the ball starting to become waterlogged.
Campbell down to Plunkett, who just sat on top of the football and is penalised. He didn't really make a genuine attempt, Jimmy Plunkett. And it's a Hawthorn free kick. Bateman. No. Come back to Smith. Joel Smith. Assessing his options. Crowded forward half for the Hawks.
No one inside 50 for the Blues.
Stumping kick towards attacking 50. Barlow, a spectacular mark. He went up way too early, but was able to grasp the ball on the way down. And that was a very good mark, right on attacking 50 against Martin. As we watch it again, he went up very early, and he actually marked it when he was back on the ground.
Oh, he did it well.
He certainly did.
A late goal here be handy for the Hawks.
Chips to Graham. Now is that paid? Yes.
Oh no.
Controversial. Umpire Matthew Head has paid the mark to Mark Graham. Now here's an interesting statue. Umpire McBurney is running down the ground as though he had just won the 400 metres at the Athens Olympics. And we hope we get a shot of that because he is overruled. And there he is, umpire McBurney. He has called a halt to the first quarter.
Well, they've balanced it up, haven't they, Chris, with the Mick Martin one a little bit earlier, but I don't know, Mick Martin will be pretty pleased with that one.
Sorry, it's umpire McLaren. My apologies to umpire McBurney, but it was interesting because he was operating in the Carlton half, and he was the one that heard the siren and made a judgment call that it was before the Graham mark, and made the trek down from the Carlton forward line with his arms extended, signalling that the quarter was over.
I guess he did use his initiative. The actual siren is above us, Michael, and obviously the sound takes a little bit of time to travel, but look, I think Peter Schwab is delighted with that effort. They've won the quarter and they've gone out exactly what Peter Schwab wanted him to do.
Quarter time at Optus Oval, the Hawks by 18 points.
Just a matter of conferring.
Well, second quarter just about to get underway. Hawthorn by 18 points. French knocks it down. Prendergast, who's done pretty well in the midfield this afternoon. Ball spills out wide. Mitchell in pursuit. Ratton. Mitchell now, Hawks first chance inside attacking 50. Thompson, McKay almost at ground level. Cox couldn't quite find the handle. Martin did well. Handball to Beaumont. Whitnell, who was very good at centre half back. That kick was ineffective.
Well, the Beaumont handball put Whitnell under extreme pressure, and he just needed to get the ball to his boot. And, of course, the Hawthorn player came up with it. Osborne
kicked to the hot spot. Thompson couldn't quite get there. Chance for Crawford. Martin did very well. Knocks it long the boundary line. Hume will be first there. Got a couple of options. Beaumont. Slick hands to Lappin. He needs to be good and is. Beaumont. Back towards the wing. Contest. And there's a free kick Carlton's way. It'll come to Hickmott.
Yes, and against Dixon. Just took Hickmott out of the contest before the ball arrived.
So the Blues off wing. Good first quarter from the Hawks. It's in long. Big ask of players to try and mark that at ground level. Murphy been fairly quiet. Vandenberg in the back, allowed to go on towards the boundary, the Hawks. And boundary throw in, half forward Carlton.
And Rawlings is back playing in the Hawthorn defence. He's picking up Corey McKernan, and Holland is actually gone down to the Hawthorn forward line, being picked up by Trent Spawn.
Joel Smith with the job on Koutafidis. Lekas, Mitchell through the traffic, well done. Osborne along the ground. Clark out wide. Chance now. Joel Smith will run at goal. He'll take a bounce. Controls it. Campriali in hot pursuit. He'll bomb in long, looking to go deep. It's over the top. Boundary, Mick Martin loves it there, and we'll see it over the line.
Let's get down to the boundary line, Christie.
Well, this is real Melbourne weather. It keeps changing every 5 minutes. The sun's out now and it's stopped raining and the wind has dropped down again, but expect that to change again in 5 minutes' time, because we saw in the first quarter, we saw rain and wind and everything. Holland came off in that first term. He had his calf rubbed down, but he's out there now and he's fine to play the rest of the game.
So loose ball, Beaumont. Blues out of danger. Koutafidis, Prendergast. Big arc from the big man. Into the middle of the ground, has to be good, it'll bounce. Oh, beautifully taken Waite. Moves around, he does move well, the youngster. Jared Waite will supply into half forward. The race is on. Corey McKernan, Campbell Brown, and he went to the boundary. I think, no, it's a boundary throw in. I think his intention was to go to Rawlings, but in the end, execution not what he was looking for. At least it's paid off for the Hawks. We have a stoppage, they regroup. And boundary throw in, Loads over the back. Campriali, chance for the Blues. Long it is to sit for Carlton. No. Can this kid play football? Jared White, what a mark. He started at half back and now he ends up going at goal from 35 slight angle.
Gee, he's got a big height advantage over Campbell Brown, and he just had to sit there. The kick from Campriali had great penetration. So a chance for an early goal in this second quarter of the Blues, one that is dearly needed.
So White and the Blues with a good start in the second quarter. It is with the first goal this second. So Jared White with his first goal of the game. The Blues have the first of the second, and Carlton cut it back to 12 points.
He thoroughly deserved that goal. He worked hard, probably 30 seconds to a minute beforehand, to provide an option up to their half-back line, but worked deep to the Carlton goal square and was able to take this terrific mark and, more importantly, finish it off for a goal for the Blues.
Great start to the second quarter by the Blues. Kicked the opening goal against, well, to the end, we think it's the non-scoring end. From the bounce, Ratton, who's been fantastic this afternoon. He ties it up, a bounce.
Tim Clark for the Hawks running with Campriali. Carlton's probably best, certainly in possessions in that first quarter. Tallis with Houlihan again.
Houlihan wins this one forward. Crawford will be first there. Favola comes to meet him. Hay, who's got the job on Favola this afternoon. Favola somehow. Houlihan. Smith now, chance. Just slipped over. Brilliantly picked up by Barlow to Crawford. Inside attacking 50. Thompson and Martin. Brilliant trap from Thompson. Handball looked further afield. No free kick. Cox may have got one there. He didn't. Whitnell tidies up to Martin, who chips and just gets to Hume at half back for the Blues.
So Hume and the Blues onto Beaumont. Oh, bad bounce. You're in trouble. Hands off in the end. Lappin doing the shepherding. Ball came to him. Trying to take it away was Loads. Also there, Vandenberg. And the Hawks retain it out of side half forward line. Matty Lappin, plenty of the ball in that first quarter. Problem is, coming out of defence. So it'd be nice to win it in midfield. Cox to run onto it. 2 goals to him. Did well. Try to supply to Lekas running on the outside. Tallis dribbles a kick in. It moves forward. Lappin, you're in trouble. Osborne tried to get to him. Well shielded in the end. The Blues on Lappin. Scrambly, Ratton to Hume. Need to get it out of that danger zone. They do this time. And Dixon to cut it off. Hawks had possession.
Dixon, loose player inside the centre square. Mitchell, look out. He just got the handball away to Brown from 50. Needs to get around French. Can't. Great tackle. Did get the handball out. Graham. Thompson provides a lead. Has it got the carry? No. Martin in hot pursuit. Good handball. Campriali. Now Waite's loose on the wing, but Campriali can't hit the target. So a boundary throw in.
Hawthorn continue to be very short with their possessions. Get it in longer. You don't need to go to the goal square because that's playing to Carlton's hands. Get it to 15, 20 metres of goal and really make a contest when the ball is there's no clear way to goal.
Great tackle from Barnaby French. Loads gets it down, gets it back. Good handball further afield. Chance now for Ladson. Dumping kick to the goal square. Thompson with the sit here, but in from the side. Lappin, who's been outstanding. Possession number 11 coming up for Matthew Lappin.
So Lappin and the Blues to the outer side. Whitnell, a little bit of time, has to use it. No penetration. Funny old kick. Middle of the ground, Houlihan tried to control it. Back into the path of Prendergast. The big man bangs it in. Nick Holland will jump. Couldn't mark it at ground level. Murphy. It's been quiet. Vandenberg grabbed him. Favola out wide. Barnaby French loads up and they're into attack. McKernan pushing to mark.
No,
oh no.
That's, I believe, a poor decision.
Well, the Hawthorn player back, which is good. Nick Holland. That's soft.
Yeah, there's a free kick here. There's a free kick to Hawthorn.
Jared Waite and Rawlings.
And the move has been made. Waite actually had Campbell on him at the start of this quarter, and Rawlings has gone to Waite. Holland is now on McKernan.
So Crawford up. Graham, who has been good across half forward. Hands off in the end. Sam Mitchell will take a bounce through the traffic over the top. Cox will bang it in long. That's where they need it. Behind Thompson. Sails over the top, minor score. Not a bad habit for the Hawthorn players or either team going to that end is to come out of that goal square hard, and it allows you to go long to an unguarded goal square, and the ball will travel and slide.
Matthew Lappin at fullback. Not too much to go to. Kicks wide. Target Prendergast. Ball bouncing to the line, and Houlihan sliding over with the football. And some blood just on the lip there of Houlihan. Well, we're not sure whether he'll be able to or needs to come off for that.
Where the football comes into play now, just can't finesse with the ball, just need to keep the ball going on your way.
Loates gets it down in hard. It's Tallis and bounce. Interesting stage of the game. And inside 50s, Hawthorn in control. French gets it down. He's done pretty well. Hume has had the job on Crawford. Houlihan. He can't get an effective possession. The umpire lets it go. Koutafidis, McCormack, who's a live wire. Kick it around the body. Coming to meet at Dixon. Sport by his teammate Holland. Now a chance for the Blues. Brilliant interception from Tallis. Needs to get a clear possession and is penalised. Well, we've seen that happen a few times today, and it hasn't been penalised. That time it was. Hickmott, dumping kick towards centre half forward. Hit the back McKernan. Now a chance for Lekas. Little toe poke to the line. Now, will that be deliberate? No, umpire McLaren says throw it in.
Well, he had no other option in the end. Angelo Lekas,
Spot on, Dave.
doing the job for the Hawks in the end. But Blues really do need to get players at the back of those packs. Certainly a balance of players at the drop of the ball. An area that really has been lacking in this game so far. Camprioli, McCormick, not able to keep it in. And we go again with a boundary throw in. Chance Boatman with a chance. A couple of Carlton fans, well, a little bit happier. Certainly a little bit of improvement since that first quarter. They've narrowed the margin. It's 25 from goal over the head of White. Dixon has been good as a defender. Rawlings, oh, you're in trouble. Too high in the end, no. Loose ball, Dixon followed up, did well. Vandenberg behind the ball, shepherding Osborne. They need to get this forward off the ground. Graham has been good. Dropped it, took it and dropped it. White back there to Whitnell, starting to get a bit of the ball. It's short to Prendergast, little bit of time. Needs to use it. He heads towards McKernan, who was shrugged at. It's a free. It's a free. He was pulled at in the end as Crawford in the hands of the trainers.
Oh, there's the Crawford incident.
Now he did not get a free kick, I'll never know. McKernan. Well, he has the rain at the moment, the slippery ball, heavy football, the angle, wrong side for a right footer, and the wind to contend with. So this will really test him. It is a boomerang, and it's a point.
Just a bit shallow. It was a good effort. So we just watched the Shane Crawford incident again, and the high tackle coming from Waite. Crawford forced from the ground. We'll get an update in a moment from Christie. Dixon at fullback. It's a strange position. Now he's kicked. Well, it's certainly a strange position because his foot went outside the 10-metre square, and umpire McLaren will bounce it on the point of the 10-metre square.
Just so important now because naturally Loos will try and get this through for a minor score.
As we watch it again, and there it is. He's a good 9 inches. 20 centimetres.
Carlton need to have a play coming from the goal square back to knock it back the other way.
French. Dixon tries to get it through. Hickmott, was he taken high? No. Play on's the call. They're fighting hard. Bateman. Players dive on top of the football. Another bounce. Just careless mistakes, those sort of mistakes, Steve.
Yes, and I think both sides really today have had a number of errors, and that was just one of the many.
Bounce, and Loach tries to work it towards the line. Dixon, handball to the boundary line and over. Boundary throw in. Heart in his mouth there momentarily, Ben Dixon.
Time to get his boot to ball here.
He just slipped out of his hand. So Carlton in there attacking 50. They need a goal. Started the second quarter pretty well. Over the top, Davies gets it down. McCormick is wrapped up, so a bounce.
Davies has just come off onto the ground. He actually replaced Murphy, who only had the 2 touches to date.
Tallis going with Kuta Foodies. Kuta quite down a bit, plunk it back to the goal square, or it's 25 from goal. Oh, Campriali. The ball held up in the wind. Eyes on the football, sliding in. Scotty Campriali comes up with it, and a chance, or a scoring chance for the Blues.
Yes, and an important shot at goal, this one. Carlton have been inside their 50 for the last probably 2 or 3 minutes. Just important that Campriali goes back and makes sure he puts this one through.
To give us an indication, if he gets the ball into the air, and he doesn't need to, he needs to keep it low beneath that Robert Heatley stand. Stop the wind from catching it, but here is basically how the wind is blowing. Campriali, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful kick from the champ. So that's what the Blues were looking for. Reward on that scoreboard. They've had a lot of the ball in this second quarter of action, and Campriali, one of the better Blues.
Well, they worked hard for it, didn't they? As I mentioned previously, they held the ball inside their 50 for quite some time and put the pressure back onto the Hawthorn defenders, and Campriali was able to come up with this goal. Well done.
So the Blues draw to within 6 points of Hawthorn. Kicked the only 2 goals of this second term. Brilliantly done, down to Tallis. Inside attacking 50, almost the mark. It was held, no free kick. Barlow. Spawn did very well. He got it to McKay, who scrambled to kick outside defensive 50. Prendergast, who's done pretty well, needs to kick it quickly. Only scrambles at good pressure coming from Leckers. Dixon was held. Hickmott did it well. Koutafidis. McCormack dribbles the pass onto the chest of Waite. Well, Jonathan McCormack's been very impressive this year. That was a great kick. Waite, that's a shocking kick. Into the hot spot, Loates. Johnson just relieves the pressure. The only player within 40 metres is Koutafidis. Runs to 48. Kick on goal. It'll land in the goal square. Almost French. Now a chance at ground level. Houlihan can't get clear. He's dropping the ball. Surely that was dropping the ball against Houlihan.
Great tackle in the end. Had an arm
Boundary
pin.
throw in. We had an arm pinned and he just kept holding it.
Well, it's on screen on here. Let's have a look at it.
That is the perfect, and that's what we've done away with, is that perfect tackle.
Boundary throw in. French. Deft knocked down towards McCormick. Johnson. Brown scrambles it to the line, and he's going to be penalised.
Where does he go? Where does he go with the football?
That is ridiculous.
That is just a lack of consistency.
That is ridiculous.
That was that free was paid by the Carlton Social Club, without a doubt.
Well, Davies has it. He'll kick from 40 metres, and this would be a gift goal to the Blues. Mind you, they've been a bit unlucky in this match as far as goals kicked. Davies just kicks it to the top of the goal square. Big pag, almost, yes. Mark paid. Koutafidis.
That was a perfect kick. Didn't go to the goal square. He kicked it Sauce just inside 20 metres from goal. That is spot on.
So Anthony Koutafidis, who didn't take a mark last week against the Kangaroos and had just the 12 possessions, has already taken 3 marks and had 10 possessions in this match, and has a real influence on the game. As we look back at him from behind the goals, this to level the scores. It's been a great comeback from the Blues. He kicks it, scores level at Optus Oval. So a great comeback by the Blues. They trailed by 18 points at quarter time, but have kicked the only 3 goals of the second term.
Well, that's spot on there, Chris. They've kicked the first 3 goals of this quarter, but they've really dominated the last 5 or 6 minutes of this game. They've held the ball inside their 50 and just starting to create errors amongst the Hawthorn defenders.
Let's get down to the boundary line. Christie with an update on Hawthorn captain Shane Crawford.
Well, Shane Crawford's very eager to get back out onto the ground. We saw the collision. It was a heavy knock on his jaw. He was a bit sore, bleeding inside the mouth, but they've sorted all that now and he'll be ready to come back on soon.
So Koutafidis, 11 possessions, doing quite well at the moment. Hawthorn need to wrestle this back. The ascendancy with the Blues. Vandenberg, well done. Chance for Cox to go at goal. Long way from home. Short it is. Thompson, one hand. Not a very good kick. Whitnell mopping up again has been good. Long McCormick will jump with Bateman. Dropped it on the way down. Johnson left it behind. Pretty scrappy at the moment for the Hawks. Under pressure. Vandenberg, the supplier. Chance for Cox, well done. Over the top. Has to go at goal. Campbell decides to go short. Graham, Mickey Martin. Over the top. Blues out of danger again. They've been good in defence. Davies out in front of McCormick. Push. Yes, he was. Push, held. Whatever, it's coming back. It's been quite good, the youngster, since coming on. And the second quarter at the moment, 18 minutes old, 18 and a half minutes belonging to the Blues. It's into half forward. Hickmont there. Dixon. Funny old kick. Osborne it was. Plunkett. I don't think he was too interested in getting it on. Campbell Brown, well done.
Just important now for some of these Hawthorn senior players. There's a free kick's been given to Hickmott, but just important that some of these senior Hawthorn players stand up now that Shane Crawford's off the ground.
So Rawlings, one hand at it. Koutafidis over the line, and their problem last week wasn't their start, terrific start, but their problem was just maintaining it. Koutafidis on screen has been excellent. 1 goal to the Carlton champ, 11 possessions in total, 3 marks, and conditions pretty hard for marking exploits. So Bateman, Davies, well done. The Blues certainly have gone up a cog. And boundary throw-in again, 65 from the Carlton goal.
Well, we talked about the scoring and non-scoring end. The one, Robert Heatley stand-in, who we thought would be the non-scoring, has had 8 goals kicked to it. The Legends stand only 2. Poor chance for Houlihan. No, it's Hawthorn's way.
Getting a bit more penetration, I think, with that wet football into that Gale Crusoe.
So Tallis at half-back for the Hawks. They've been goalless in this second term. They need something.
Tell you who has been goalless, and that's Brendan Favola. So Blues doing quite well with their spearhead, not really in the action.
Lappin working on the mark. Osborne goes around him. High kick ball, holding up this time in the wind, and Whitnell read it best. He's played very well, Lance Whitnell. Possession number 10.
Well, he does give him
4 marks.
He does give him that marking ability in defence. They probably lack that a little bit, the Blues, so good reading of the play, Whitnell.
Prendergast, kick inside, attacking 50, up high at the back weight. He takes the mark, runs to an open goal and misses. Well, Carlton are in front.
No, there's a
free kick against Way for a push. But too excited with the patrons in the Robert Heatley stand rising to their feet as young Jarrad Waite running into goal. So free kick coming back to Jade Rawlings, who today is playing his 100th game for the Hawks. Kicks, great kick, taken by Johnson at half-back for the Hawks.
So the run has really stopped with the Hawks at the moment. The Blues are holding him back over the mark, allowing themselves a little bit of time to get forward to the football. Thompson, long way from home, will mark. Has to get up quickly and bang it in. McKernan dropping back across half-back off screen, loose man. So into the middle, Campbell will take it. Hands off, left-footer Johnson. Stop, start, and then just kicked it into the air. Koutafidis is back there, and Kouta says, oh, dropped it in the end. Nearly said it was mine. Hickmott, it's over the top. Johnson slides in lap and says, you are going nowhere, and it's too high in the end. So a little bit fortunate in the end, Brett Johnson to come up with it. Pretty hard for Lappin to become a tackler. It was clearly there, though. Over the top, Osborne will run, no, it's Ladson. Will take a bouncer, youngster. The left footer bangs it in. Mickey Martin, this is made for him. Knock it to the boundary, Mick. And got the body in. Graham goes to ground, and we get a boundary throw in 25 from the Hawthorn goal.
You think these type of conditions would suit Mick Martin? He's been able to get fist to ball over the last 3 or 4 contests on Graham.
Hawks need a goal. Hitching towards half-time. Whitnell, a big fist. Crawford can't control the slippery football, so a boundary throw in.
Good to see Crawford back on the ground. Hume got the run with roll on Crawford.
3-1. It's just a point in Carlton's favour in this second quarter. Koutafidis clever. Lappin. Wait, can he control it? He can. That was superb play. Good handball spawn. The Blues a chance here. Bacon inside attacking 50-foot race. Dixon getting back. Beats Hickmott. Read it well, Ben Dixon, and kicks towards the boundary line. Beaumont gets there just inside. Now, kick towards Hickmott. Hawthorn have the numbers. Mark missed. Dixon needs to get rid of it. Searching handball towards Hay. Boundary line too close. So Hawthorn defence, with some players playing there that haven't played a lot of football in defence.
They haven't,
including Ben Dixon.
Well, that's right, and he did well to get out of that, but good pressure by young Waite there, which forced Dixon to actually handball the ball over the boundary line.
So the Blues into attack, not far from goal. McKernan will jump, front position. Inexperienced Campbell, they're all over him in the end. Hickmott, where you'd expect at ground level, comes out, does it. Houlihan, so the fight's on. Murphy just on the ground, through his legs. And we have a boundary throw in. Lekas actually quiet in his second quarter. Very good in that first. And scores tied up at the moment. Brett Johnson. Not enough respect at the moment. He's running around and getting a bit of the ball. Ball to come in. Blues with a chance. McKernan will wrestle. Campbell held his ground well and goes in again. Did beautifully, the big man. It's off the ground. It's on the full. And if there was a positive, Carlton will get it on wing, so a long way from home. So he did pretty well. The big man lapping the load up and bang it back inside 50. Players wrestle. McKernan, he's got it. So he'll turn quickly and bang it in long. It's into the air. It's into the air, and it's a goal. Carlton have a goal and a beauty at that. Well, McKernan had taken a mark, and a great one at that, and in the end turned around, took it upon himself, and Sauce banged a big goal.
Well, more importantly, he stood tall for a big man. Just have a look at this mark. It was a contested mark, and he got back quickly. Probably didn't mean to have a shot at goal, but the kick was supposed to go to the top of the square, but very important goal, that one, before half-time.
So the fourth lead change of the match. The Blues now in front by 6 points. Campbell was taken high, no free kick. Koutafidis, who's been fantastic today, can't get a clear possessions. Koutafidis, 3 marks, 12 possessions and a goal. The Star is back. A bit quiet last week against the Kangaroos, and he's back in full flight today. Whitnell over the top, gets it towards Murphy. Little soccer forward coming from Ratton. Chance now for the Hawks. Well played. Kick forward coming from Ladson. Thompson was pushed out, no free kick. Mark taken by Martin. Loose player, Ratton. He's enjoying his return, Brett Ratton. Kick inside, attacking 50. Oh, in from the side was McKernan, but a strong mark taken by Rawlings, 40 metres.
Nathan Thompson really should be going side onto the ball with Mick Martin. He's playing into Mick's hands, going straight at the football, because all Mick's doing is just getting the body in.
Rawlings finds himself in defence this afternoon. There's a loose player out wide, Bateman. Just chips. Tallis has got it on centre wing. Hawthorn lead a goal before half-time. There's the countdown clock, just 50 seconds remaining.
How do you work it out? They kicked 5 goals in the first quarter going against the Breeze, and have had the Breeze and have only managed the behind in this quarter.
Kick inside, attacking 50. Play on's the call. It's all Carlton at the back of the pack. Lappin has been fantastic. Kick out wide, misses weight. So a boundary throw in as we near half-time.
Good support by the Carlton defenders there. Lappin and both McKay got back very quickly to support Beaumont in that one-on-one contest.
So 24-point turnaround since quarter time. They led by 18, the Hawks. They trail by 6. Could be the Leckus on to Johnson. A goal for Johnson. 35 out, and he ties it up. That's their first of the second, the Hawks. So Brett Johnson started the game on the bench. Big second quarter, and that's a big goal for the Hawks, because they were certainly needing that one.
Well, it was, and they wouldn't have wanted to go in at half-time not kicking a goal in that second quarter. Obviously, there would have been doubts in a number of the Hawks players' minds, but this one puts them on equal pegging, and that is a very, very important goal for the Hawthorn Football Club.
Brett Johnson, 9 possessions. He started on the interchange bench, has been pretty good in the midfield.
Looks like Campriali may be going with him, although Clark has Campriali. It looks like he is Kutafutis' man.
Campbell gets it down. Ratton stolen from him. Thompson, kick forward from Brown. Cox knocks it on intelligently. Now a chance for Barlow. He just overruns it.
Oh.
Brilliantly done by Ladson. How did he do that? He kicks and misses. Gee, there's a little kick up to himself.
Well, he'll never have back
Exciting
problems.
play from Rick Ladson. Let's watch this again. He just chips it to himself. There you go. Thank you very much.
That's a bit of garlic footy.
As the half-time siren sounds here at Optus Oval, and Hawthorn have their noses in front at the long break. They lead 6-4-40, Carlton 6-3-39, but it was a great comeback, Steve, in that second quarter by the Blues.
Well, yes, they kicked 4 goals to 1 in that quarter, and I think the standout plays was Kutafutis, I thought, got the ball started out of the middle, but a good fight back by the Blues, but I think just as important, Hawthorn's late goal in that last quarter and the late behind, it puts them 1 point in front. Had they not done that, I think they would have been in all sorts of problems going into the half-time break.
To go.
Well, there's a good sign there for the Hawks. Their average inside 50s in 2002 when they were able to win was 28. Currently, they're on 29, so that's a good sign despite the fact they lead by just a point.
Yes, it is a good sign, and I think we said at the half-time break, Chriso, that it's okay to get the ball in there, but they need some marking forwards.
Well, let's go down to the boundary line. Christy Malthouse with an update on Hawk captain Shane Crawford.
Well, Shane Crawford was really the only injury concern for either club during that first half. He was involved in a pretty heavy collision. He came off the ground with a sore jaw. He iced it a little bit. He was bleeding from inside the mouth. They cleaned that back up. We saw him go back out in the ground and finish off the half, and he is right to play for the rest of the game. The only other one to keep an eye on is Nick Holland. He's been off the ground 3 times already. Seems to be struggling a little bit with fitness, considering this is his first game back from injury, so just keep an eye on him.
Yes, Nick Holland hasn't had one of his best days, just the 3 disposals and a couple of marks, but very entertaining first half of football. Carlton hitting back in the second term. They actually hit the lead. Hawthorn kicked a goal and a behind in the last couple of minutes. So at half-time, the Hawks lead, but third quarter underway. Kick forward by McKernan. Inside attacking 50 for Vola, who's been very quiet. Hay has been his master this afternoon. Knocked towards the line. Favola can't keep it in. Boundary throw in.
Big test for Brendan Favola. He's been in pretty good form over the last few weeks, but he's up against a very good player, Jonathan Hay. He's got plenty of speed, exactly what Brendan Favola possesses.
So ball comes in. McKernan pushing. And hands up, Clark, back over the top, Houlihan. They concede ground to Prendergast, cross goal. That's a good kick. They'll jump the Blues. Oh, Livingston, did he come down with it? No, dropped it. And Hay across the ground. That's always it's a free, it is. It's always dangerous. And a chance for the Blues. Could be danger. Houlihan has it. Loves a goal. He'll go to the square. I don't know if that's a spot. And Rawlings able to pick it off, hands off. So Crawford around the body. That'll do the business because it's out of bounds. Carlton have it a lot further away from goal, or it's Hawthorn. Carlton still into attack, and we have a boundary throw-in. Half forward, outer side of the ground.
So the Carlton bench there. Plenty of height left on that bench with French still to come onto the ground.
McKernan and Campbell taken by Mitchell. Good evasive skills there from Sam Mitchell. Kick towards half forward. Spawn, the double fister. Lands with McKay. Gets rid of it now. Wobbles it inside, attacking 50. Out in front of Hickmott. Vandenberg applying the pressure. Boundary throw in half forward for the Blues.
He's done a terrific job in the end, Vandenberg on Hickmott. Hickmott, one of the dangers and certainly a goal kicker for the Blues this season.
Early stages, third quarter. Boundary throw in half forward for the Blues. McKernan has done some very good things. Ratton. Prendergast can't control it, so another boundary throw in. Interesting matchup there. Prendergast on Lekas, as it's been for most of the match.
Well, he certainly put the brakes on Angelo Lekas in that second quarter. Lekas had 8 or 9 touches in that first.
Camporelli at the back, brought down by Tallis. Osborne somehow out of the congestion. Barlow backtracking. Handball back to Mitchell, who concedes some ground. Clark, Vandenberg, they're trying to work it through the Hawks. There's a free kick coming back that's been picked out by umpire McLaren, and it'll come to Joel Smith. Don't know what that was for, but Hawks have it at half-back. Chip towards Holland. Oh, Whitnell just outpointed him there. Good strong mark to Lance Whitnell, who is coming in for possession number 11.
So Whitnell and the Blues off half-back. Not a bad habit to have, the Hawks in this quarter. Is playing out wide. Carlton do win possession, makes it pretty hard. Prendergast over his head. Crawford, well done. Head over the ball, missed his mark. Chance for the Blues. Koutafidis into attack. Favola will come. Favola nearly took it on the way down. Dixon again mopping up. Has been very good in defence. Rawlings to Lekas. Wing it is. Lekas will take a bounce. Jared Wade in pursuit. Thompson dives in, and in the end nearly took it. Mick Martin over the line. So boundary throw in half forward. Hawks into attack this time in front of that Carlton Social Club. Hawthorn, Brett Johnson. Good second quarter. There he is for the Hawks sitting there. Having a bit of a break at the top of that list. Certainly will reappear. Ball will come in. Campbell. Koutafidis is thereabouts. There he is. Off to Campriali, around the body and into the air. Players will jump. Houlihan did well at ground level. Barlow to Dixon, the left footer right side. Will go out wide, and he gave it to Whitnell, who again, for the Blues, picks the Hawks off.
Kick coming towards half forward from Hume. Drills the pass. Favola this time couldn't hold on. Dixon was held. No free kick there. Carlton work it forward. Ratton off the ground. No, couldn't quite convert. He tried to dribble it along the ground, and he'll perhaps be a bit annoyed at himself there because he was only 20 metres from goal. So behind the Blues, ties it up here at Optus Oval.
So Crawford playing on, kicking to himself. To Lekas over the top. Campbell Brown not too interested in the end. Favola comes in to meet him. And the Blues half forward still need to get it. They're probably a kick and a half away from goal. So big third quarter of football, so important. Thump forward. Mitchell does well. Handballs along the line. Kuda will see it over. And it's just forward a wing, just favouring the Hawks. Boundary throw in.
Fairly scrappy game, Dakes. Just don't know how important this first goal is for both these times. You'd think if Carlton kicked it, well, they might be well on their way. In Hawthorn, well, they'd dearly love to get the first one and just start to get some momentum.
So ball at the feet of players. Davies through the traffic. Campriali, Lappin did well to take it. Crawford cut it off and actually knocked it back towards Carlton's advantage. Houlihan will take that advantage, turns around and bangs it in. Rawlings shows courage, well done at ground level, then ducked his head. White will grab him, and we will get a ball up.
Did well, Rawlings. Went back with the flight of the ball, didn't cough the ball up in a really difficult situation here. Let's just watch this on screen. Plenty of Carlton players around that pack. He didn't release the ball, did the right thing, got away with it.
So 35 from the blue goal. Campbell will thump it away. Well done. Mitchell, unlucky bounce. Prendergast to Davies. Where do we go? Straight into the air. The ball went about 40 metres into the air. Big mark. Livingston jumped too early. Campriali has a player out wide. There he is. Chance to go at goal. Houlihan on the left now. It's up. It'll drop short. Crawford. Oh, just ducked in the end. Crawford took his eyes off the ball. And you don't blame him after what he's been through in this game. The skipper seeing it through for a minor score. And with that, the Blues lead.
Fullback for Hawthorn. Captain Shane Crawford spent some time on the interchange bench. He still has 12 possessions. Vandenberg. It's been a stalemate, just two behinds in this quarter, both to Carlton.
See, Johnny Hayes should be running to the same side of the ground, taking weight outside 50 for the Blues.
Numbers in front. Numbers with the Blues. Favola did very well, couldn't take the mark, but soccers it forward. A couple of Hawks there, and they take it over. So we're down to 15 minutes left in this third term as we look at inside 50s, and that just gives you an idea of how dominant the Blues have been in this third term.
Well, the Hawks yet really to be inside their 50, probably only the once this quarter.
McKernan, Crawford, dispossessed, Ratton, Scrambly. Houlihan tried to get it to Davies. He tried to boot the ball, couldn't. Crawford goes in hard. That's well played by the captain. Shovels it out. Rawlings, now Lekas. No one really to give it to, so he gives it back to Rawlings. Searching kick towards Graham. Beaumont was held. Numbers with the Blues. Lappin overruns it, but support from Beaumont. Little kick from McKay, that was brilliant. Whitnell, they're away now, the Blues. Prendergast, thumping kick, high, inside attacking 50 at the back. McKernan couldn't take the mark. Players fall to the ground everywhere.
Oh.
Brown dangerous, but it gets to Ladson. He's shown some brilliant touches, Rick Ladson, in his debut. Kick out wide, Holland. 60 from goal, can he pick it up? Graham is all by himself inside attacking 50. The opportunity now lost. Handball to Smith. Confronted by Koutafidis. Kick to the top of the goal square. Well, that was very poor vision in the end. The only player there was Matthew Lappin.
Well, he had Graham for standing on his own for 5 to 10 seconds.
Whitnell did beautifully. Didn't commit to Nick Holland. Oh, dropped in the end. Chance for the Hawks over the top. That's a good handball. Thompson, it doesn't come any easier than that. That's his second. Wow. Talk about giving a goal away, and the Blues have worked so hard. Nathan Thompson, they don't come any easier than that one.
Well, yes, well done by the Hawks. You are supposed to give your man 5 metres when kicking the ball from a mark or a free kick. The umpire wasn't aware on it on that occasion. He called play on. Prendergast actually spilt the ball, and Thompson was able to clean up and kick this goal. Well done.
So Hawthorn with the first goal of the third quarter. We're 9 minutes in, and they hit the front. They lead by 5 points. Campbell gets it down. Davies fighting hard in the centre for the Blues. Campbell a second effort. Lekas kept his hands free. That was clever. Rawlings. Now Smith. Hawthorn looking a little dangerous. Couple of bounces. Joel Smith. Can he spot a target this time? Kick into the pocket. Thompson. Didn't quite get to him. Gathers it well at ground level. Handball missed the mark. Oh, brilliantly done by Clark. 40 from goal. Kick smothered. Free kick to Clark for a high tackle.
Yeah, got him a little bit too high as he was swinging away.
So Tim Clark with the football, and this would really test his kicking depth. Carlton captain Brett Ratton on the mark. He's looking, searching for an option.
Kicking can let him down at times. This will certainly test him with this wind blowing all over the place. Naturally, he'll be looking for that short just inside 50.
He comes in from right on 50. Will land in the goal square at the back. Oh, gee, it got through everyone's hands. Behind to the Hawks.
It's been a very good player, Tim Clark. Job on Campriali, who has the ball. Ready to bring it in. Blues with the scoring end, although it may have changed. We should go down to Christie a little bit later just to find out. I think that wind is swirling. No clear advantage. It's into the middle of the ground. It dropped short in the end. Houlihan did well to control it. Into the path. As Spawn, who's wrapped up. Well done, Graham. Was back there for the Hawks, and that's what they need. Tallis through the traffic. Crawford going nowhere. Tallis again. Quick kick, and that's all you need to do is get it forward. Ladson starting to get a bit of the ball. On to Joel Smith. These are good signs. Can go at goal. Joel Smith from 40. It's up, and it's a goal. It is a goal. The Hawks by 12. So a little bit of running from Joel Smith, a little bit of muscle from the team, and Hawthorn reward that scoreboard.
And you just sense if they kick the first one of this quarter, the next one would come fairly quickly. But terrific fighting play here by the Hawks. Just watch the block there by Holland. Just enabled Smith to get around Whitnell on that occasion and kick that goal. Well done, Hawthorn.
So Joel Smith really providing some run in his third term for the Hawks. He's got the job on Koutafidis at the moment at half-back. Campbell again gets it down. Graham couldn't get an effective possession. Mitchell hard at the football. Just threw it out. Vandenberg didn't need to go to ground. He's wrapped up. Will he be penalised? No. Perhaps a little lucky.
Well, whatever Peter Schwab was able to say at half-time has had the impact they were looking for. Big change from last week.
The tackle camp's huge, 44-18 in favour of Hawthorn.
Beaumont has it wrapped up. And Steve, I've also been impressed with Robert Campbell. He's done very well in the ruck.
He has, just a youngster, just working his way into that position.
Favola inside 50, all on his own, going against Johnny Hay for the Blues. So ball over the line. Livingston further up the ground. Had started playing out of that goal square in this game. Justin Murphy back on the ground across half forward with Jared Waite, probably the old true centre forward position. Davies coming off for the Blues off camera. McCormick back on. Ball comes in half forward. Vandenberg over the line has been a very good player. Hickmott need him firing the Blues. Certainly, even though the stat sheet won't show it, he'll certainly be in there putting the body in. Adrian Hickmott clearing the path for others. Campbell from behind. McKernan. Loose ball. Koutafidis on that left foot. Bangs it in long. McCormick has to wait. Did well. No free in the end. Justin Murphy ran into his own teammate. And Hawks through Rawlings on a run. Johnny Hay will run. Will take a bounce. Bateman in support running alongside. He'll just kick it into the air, and Big Lance is back there again. He's knocked up, taking another mark. Blues turning around, they're into attack.
Kick towards half forward, and umpire McLaren to the dive. Spawn inside attacking 50. Good strong mark taken by Campbell.
I think Rawlings might have run into him, Chriso.
Well, we'll have another look at that. There's umpire McLaren back to his feet. But let's have a look at it here, and he was tripped off the heels of Favola.
Yep. Who gets the week?
Well, I don't know about that because umpire McLaren was certainly in the wrong spot on that occasion.
Apologies to Jade Rawlings.
Back to the wing. Ratton, good handballs, a searching one. Got to McKay. Ratton, kick to centre half forward. McKernan, Favola! He's been paid the mark. Brendan Favola. Well, he kicked 8 goals last week. That is his first mark this afternoon. He's had just the 4 disposals. And he's yet to score for the Blues.
Well, he needed to take a grab and to allow him the shot at goal. This one here was a good one. Got a couple of bites. Correct decision. Needs to go back and drill this.
I've been impressed that he's kept leading, presenting himself all day, even though he hasn't been getting the football.
This will test him because he's kicking from outside 50. He'll have to get the ball into the air, so the wind will have a lot of bearing on where this goes, so he'll have to place this properly.
Well, here's a beautiful kick, Brendan Favola. Long, penetrating kick of the football. From 55, he drives it offline. Behind only Carlton needed a goal. Margin 11 points in favour of the Hawks.
Blues with that scoring end have only managed 3 behind.
It's just a good one to notice that accidents do occur on that occasion. The umpire gets in the way of a player.
So Rawling, Sabalo, good mark in the end. Into the middle of the ground we go. Campbell on. Joel Smith is running, and that could spell danger in the end for the Blues. Left foot, Graham's got it. He got it. He kept his Carlton opponent under the ball. It was Mick Martin. And Graham will go back. He's been a good forward. Certainly, if you talk about Favola presenting himself, Chriso, this guy has, and he will go at goal virtually directly in front from about 40.
Yes, and the other player who's been absolutely superb in this third term with his running has been Joel Smith.
So Mark Graham has provided for others, chance for him to get one, and he does. He does all right. So Mark Graham pops up with one, and has been Hawthorn in his third quarter. Joel Smith running, and the Hawks by 17.
Well, you're spot on there. They've kicked. This is their third goal of the quarter, and they just needed to get the first one across the line. They're starting to grow in confidence, the Hawks. Their running game starting to flow, and that was a very, very important goal for the Hawks.
So Hawthorn, 3 goals they've kicked in this third term. The Carlton's nil. French wins this one down Ratton. Underground handball, only went as far as Tallis. Now Mitchell, Hawks away again, inside attacking 50. Chance for Ladson, no, it's Osborne. Wheels on attacking 50, kick to the goal square. Carlton defence there, number. Holland claims the mark. Is it paid? No, Martin on top of Holland, trying to get it out.
Good try in the end, Nick Holland.
As we watch it again, well, he did get a hand. I might have just brushed the hand of Matthew Lappin on the way through.
It's nearly a pack mark. It could have nearly paid him in the end. That could have been called a pack mark.
Whitnell into the pocket. Camporelli and Clark. Hume, clever, although handball missed the mark, puts McKay and Camporelli under pressure. They tie it up, and we'll get a bounce in Hawthorn's forward pocket.
Great pressure from the Hawks at the moment. They're in no rush to get this ball going. They lead by 17. Just under 19 minutes.
12 goals have been kicked to the Robert Heatley stand end, only 3 to the Legends end.
We just saw Camporelli on screen. Clark just held him to the 2 possessions in this quarter.
Whitnell down to Ratton, to McKay, who just dribbles it towards the boundary line, and a boundary throw in. There's been a couple of those type of kicks that have been paid as deliberate this afternoon. Not that time. Hawks slightly into attack. Campbell, who's doing well in the ruck, gets it down Leckers. Handball into the path of Tallis, who couldn't quite, he just couldn't quite control it. So a boundary throw in.
I'd like to see the shackles being lifted from Darren Hume. At the moment he's going with Crawford. OK, Crawford hasn't had a huge influence, but one of the players that has that ball-winning ability, Hume, has really been stifled at the moment. And when you consider Campioli being tagged, a lot of the Carlton run has diminished. Campbell through the traffic to Tallis. It's in long. Mick Martin will jump. No, he won't. The ball will drop. Whitnell was held onto. Should have got a free. Around the body, across goal, it'll go. Does it stay in for Graham? And Spawn's happy to see it over the line.
Although having said that, I'm sure that Dennis Pagan would be happy with Hume's job on Crawford, because he certainly curbed his influence. He started with about 7 possessions in the first 15 minutes of the game, but since then has been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. just think of those pack situations. There's enough players in the area to put enough pressure on Crawford and stop him running away. So ball comes in off the ground. Camprioli, Murphy to McKay. Little bit of run, no, say the Hawks. Well done. Spearing away was Osborne. Missing their mark. Wait through the traffic. Scrambly. Ratton takes it and gets it forward. Well done, Rawlings. Good pressure to Campbell, who hasn't been too bad, the big guy. Hume. It's a birthday present from the big guy. Comes out for Vola out wide. Kuda dropping to his lap. No, good pressure in the end. Joel Smith outside 50. Houlihan on that left foot. Doesn't really direct it. Holland will jump and just thump it away. It's a free to the Blues. It'll go to Corey McKernan. And Sauce, I'm not sure who the player in question, Dixon.
We might have another shot of it here. Well, there's been a couple of questionable decisions throughout the game.
You have to ask yourself.
Question that one.
McKernan, every bit of 100 kilos, and to be just knocked off the ball like that, umpires have to ask themselves that.
Needs a kick.
Too easy.
Needs a kick this one, Corey.
They certainly need this one, the Blues. Can McKernan come up with it? He does. And McKernan gets it back to 11. So McKernan comes up with his second goal, and the Blues much needed in the end. Houlihan, good supplier in the end, and in the end a soft free kick.
Well, we just see that on screen. Questionable, but took the most of his opportunities here, Corey. Got the questionable free kick, and has slotted this goal, an important one for the Blues.
Low-scoring game here at Optus Oval. Valuable goal to the Blues. Margin, as you can see, back to 11 points. Campbell gets it down. Well played. Johnson scrambles it to half forward. Whitnell couldn't control it. Lappin. Barlow puts his head down. Charges through. Will he be penalised? No, he's still trying to get it out. Big pack of players. Umpire letting it go. Well, good umpiring. Johnson eventually gets it out. Comes to Thompson. He can steady from 30. Miss a long way, Nathan Thompson. He had to kick with his left boot, admittedly, but it was a bad miss.
I'll tell you whose effort was terrific was Barlow's on that occasion. Sauce coming through the traffic.
Well, these times you need guys to try and lift, and sometimes it's through your physical presence. So you did on that occasion.
Blues pretty wide with their possessions. Beaumont into the air again, plays into the hands. Bateman will jump, gets his hand to it. Barlow, a little bit of space. Lekas, a little bit of time, decides to drive in long. McKay has to go. It's a Hawthorn mark. That was a good one. Osborne, good third quarter. We'll move it on quickly. That is a beautiful kick. Absolutely inch perfect, and into space. Graham to run onto it.
It was a great kick, wasn't it? Just onto space. There were a number of Hawthorn plays that were free, but opted to put it out to space to Graham. Super kick.
Chance Bateman, great contest. Put himself on the line, and in the end it ends up because of his good work with Mark Graham. So a chance. He's kicked a goal in this quarter. Does he make it two? It goes across goal. Osborne jumps again. Blues out of danger. Lappin took a look over the shoulder and then just bangs it in the middle of the ground. Tallis, well done. Knocks it back. Lotes over on it, the big man, but still in control. Over the top of it, Ratton. Able to just get it back, but the umpire will win possession. And we will end up with a ball up. Pretty handy lead to be taking the last quarter if it stays this way. 2 goals it is for the Hawks. Big third quarter. Barlow has been good. Coming down the ground into half forward. Protection on Clark. Standing start. Will pop it up into the air. Players will just thump it back. It's the Blue players it was. And down there was Lappin. No, it was Spawn. So Hawks with another scoring chance. 25 from goal. Loach is sitting back. There's a kick behind play now. Just trying to patrol. McKernan comes up the ground. off camera. Graham, well done, has been excellent. Hands off in the end. Ladson will centre it. Need a mark. Big ask over the back. Campbell Brown will run onto it. Being protected by Johnson. Steadies, delivers. Wasn't good. Murphy stands there. Good contest. Cox slapped it out. Thompson, Dixon. No, it's going to Justin Murphy. And Carlton fans pretty happy with that one, as Carlton out of danger.
Murphy, possession number 4 only. Towards Hume. Crawford, the effective spoil into the path of Brown. Chance again for the Hawks. Wobbles a kick inside, attacking 50. Murphy did well, used his body just to get Cox underneath the football. Retrieves it, well done. Now Whitnell. Blues have a loose player on the wing, McKay, who's been very good this afternoon again. Houlihan's free at half forward. He's got beautiful balance, Houlihan. He's got time. Runs through attacking 50. Where will he go? He goes goalward and misses. Behind. So a promising Carlton move forward, resulting in just a behind.
So Johnson onto Rawlings, over the top Dixon. He will not get there. It's over the head. That's not too bad for the Hawks in the end. Boundary throw in. It wasn't Dixon, it was Chance Bateman. Started the game on the bench. He's running with Houlihan at the moment, doing a pretty good job. Loads and a wrestle. French will thump it forward. Lekas will be happy to see this over because he is confronted by 2 Blues, Prendergast and Houlihan. So we get another boundary throw in. 27, just over 27 minutes, not long on the clock, as you see. Dennis Pagan a little bit disappointed with this third quarter. Scoring end, or so we've been told. Running around, Wade will take a bounce and take him on. Will go at goal, he'll bang it in long. Koutafidis. Oh, Joel Smith nearly took it off the ground. That's what the Blues wanted, and Houlihan comes up with it. So right on the death knock, just the thing the Blues were looking for. Houlihan kicks a goal.
Yes, and great play by Jared Wade. He took a couple of bounces. He took the initiative here just along the boundary. It was a wobbly old kick. Joel Smith can consider himself a little bit unlucky not to take that grab, but Houlihan took his opportunity and socketed it off the ground. Great goal.
So Ryan Houlihan brings Carlton to within 5 points of Hawthorn. Hawks kicked the first 3 goals of the quarter. Carlton have responded with the last 2. Camporelli on the base of the pack. Umpire head lets it go. Another bounce.
Nathan Thompson just stretching out. Comes off for a rest. In the foreground, you have young Sam Mitchell.
French, in from the side. Graham was held by Martin. No free kick. Ratton shovels it. Johnson wrapped up by Prendergast and a bounce.
Just changed, hasn't it, Sauce, in the last few minutes, the Blues, with that goal?
We'll just watch
last 2 goals.
Watch this ball up. French is in a bit of trouble, so you suspect that the Hawthorn player will get the hit out here.
No, you beat him. Well played by French. Lekas got the kick away just in time to a vacant wing position. Foot race. Chance for Barlow. Uses Ladson, who's been impressive. Now Johnson. Left foot kick is absolutely superb onto the chest of Osborne. Can the Hawks get a late goal? They'll need to get it on quickly. Squares the football up. Dixon. Time will beat him.
Now, Campbell Brown's going back to the goal square. He should have continued to lead up the ground, leave an unguarded goal square.
Well, Ben Dixon's going to take this shot at goal. He'll need to kick it 65 metres.
Best of luck.
There's the view back from the goal. Shocking kick, covered about 33. So it's 3/4 time at Optus Oval in what's been a very tight and tough and close encounter all day. And at 3/4 time, the Hawks lead by 5 points.
Yes, and Peter Schwab on screen there would be relatively happy that they did win that quarter. They kicked the 3 goals in that quarter. He'd be a little disappointed that Carlton did fight back late in that with 2 goals in that quarter. But This game is set up to be a ripper in this last quarter. I guess both these teams have their season on the line in some way, and well, we just won't know who will win this game until the end of the game.
Three-quarter time at Optus Oval. The Hawks by 5 points back.
Yes, well, we have Livingston up top. He can play forward or back, and I guess the next three, Plunkett, Davies and McCormack, are all midfielders or half forwards, and they have French, who's played 59 minutes, and he can share the ruck load with McKernan.
Well, Dakes, let's have a look at who Hawthorn can potentially use in this final term.
Well, the standouts there, Brett Johnson, who has been very good. He's in good in close players. Sam Mitchell, another very no slouch when it comes to being in the middle of the traffic. And Chance Bateman, who I expect to start this quarter. I'm not sure if he is starting, but Lotes and Campbell, naturally bigger guys.
Well, before the start, let's get down to the boundary line, Christy.
You're just talking about fresh legs. Well, Hawthorn could possibly have the freshest legs coming into this last term. They've used their bench a lot more often than what Carlton have, just really rotating their players. It could possibly be because it's so cold down here on the boundary, they don't want to let anyone sit down for too long, but they could have the freshest legs in this final term.
That was sloppy in the end, that free kick.
It was. Free kick taken by Clark of the Hawks. Kick out wide. Osborne just tried to knock it back inside to accommodate Tallis. Tallis eventually gathers the football, tries to use Osborne, kick around the body, just pitches inside, but then rolls over. So a boundary throw in the Hawthorn attacking zone.
It was clever play by Osborne. He tried to tap it back into his teammate's path, but didn't quite come off, but obviously the right decision.
Boundary throw in. Eagles with their noses in front of the Demons at three-quarter time at the MCG. Tallis, who's wrapped up.
It's a pretty big nose. Leading comfortably. They're doing pretty well for West Coast.
Well, the D's came back strongly in the second term. I can only begin to imagine which end the Demon will be coming home in the last quarter may stand a chance. Spawn, ineffective. Shuffled out to Hume. Play onto the court. Lappin, who's got a lot of the football today, uses Hume. Good tackle coming from Ladson, but a free kick's coming back to Lappin for a push. So Lappin will take it in front of what is a packed Legend stand here at Optus Oval.
So he gestured to come and change direction. Back on the left foot, not directing a rat, and well done. Blues now need an early goal. It's into half forward. They get this clear. Well done, Hawks. Joel Smith. They don't want him there, the Blues. They need to drag him back deep. Barlow. He's done a lot of this today. He's done well presenting himself. So Chris Barlow to wind up. Early goal. Certainly make it difficult, even though we have plenty of time. Holland. So Nick Holland, they're in the middle of the ground. It'll drop short. Players behind it was Barnaby French. The big man did beautifully. He just bangs it out towards wing. Joel Smith pushed the body in. That's why the ball came to ground. Favola, Koutafidis, Hay. Could be danger now for the Blues. Johnny Hay will straighten up, and a funny old kick in the end. No one back there. It'll bounce. Lappin has it covered, and Lappin over the top. He has plenty of players there, and the man he gave it to was Campriali.
Plenty of time. A couple of bounces. Good chase from Crawford. Chips short. Martin drops the mark, but he's got plenty of time. Uses Whitnell. Kick back towards half forward. Now a chance for Hawthorn. Lekis. Just a bit too nimble for Prendergast. Has to try and use Holland, but good pressure coming from McKernan, and it forced the error. So a boundary throw-in at half forward for the Blues.
I like to see Carlton with a marking option across half forward, Sauce. They've gone three quarters, a little bit tired. Has been a competitive, physical game. Maybe get a marking option there.
Koutafidis at the back. Campbell. Koutafidis somehow. Diving on top of it was Plunkett, and the ball up.
They've got a few options up there, Dakes. They've got Waits, Favola, and also Koutafidis started there, and they've also got McKernan, who pushed to the square.
Carlton bench. Bounce. French gets it down. Campbell on the second effort. Mitchell. Tackle coming from Murphy. Oh, Tallis lined up Ratton, missed him. Boundary throw in. Ratton knew it too. Just having a few words to Raiden Tallis.
Carlton skipper has been the best possession gatherer for the Blues. He leads the pack with 20 touches.
French down to Hickmott. Somehow got his arms clear to Koutafidis. Kick into the pocket. Waite dives. Couldn't quite reach the football. Rawlings. Dixon taking plenty of time. The kick needs to be perfect, and it is. Crawford, who ran very hard to receive the football, chips towards the wing. Ladson, good mark under pressure. Gee, I've been impressed, Steve, with Rick Ladson.
Yes, for a first gamer, just does the right things at the right time.
Will be a player.
Chips towards Holland. Whitnell in close attention, and, well, I think that was a mistake by Ladson. There is no point kicking short to a contest, and Whitnell had Holland covered. A better option would have been to kick long to a contest, at least gain 50 metres. As it is, it's a boundary throw-in. French and Ratton somehow. He gets it down towards Ratton. Knocks it back towards Camporelli. Clark in there fighting for the Hawks. Mitchell. And a bounce, just the attacking side of the wing for Hawthorn.
Just makes sense to bang it inside 50. I mean, if you go kick it 20, 25 metres, you end up with a contest. Makes the job for the Blues a lot easier to get it back inside their 50. So bang it in long and really make the Blues work to get it back. It'll come out McKay, cross the ground, not a good kick. Ladson will take it. The left footer loads up and bangs it in. Graham on his way out did well. He actually slapped it down possibly. If he's away, Smith, Cooter's in trouble. Good tackle from the big man. Graham does well just to get it clear. Couldn't keep it in. And we have a boundary throwing 30 from the Hawthorn goal. As Joel Smith asking the question of why he didn't get a free.
Been a pressure game, really, for all the game. And some of the tackling's been outstanding. Once again, Cooter Foodie's a very good tackle on that occasion.
So Thompson Martin, third man up. Mitchell down to Barnaby French. Hume. Missed a tackle, no. Well done, Joel Smith. Did enough. Ratton from Prendergast. It's into wing. Not really directing it. Hickmont will slap it. Jared Waite couldn't take it. Fumbly football. Scrambly. Dixon has been pretty good in defence. Out wide to Holland if he takes it. No one on that side of the ground. The big man will bang it in long. It's into the air. 2 against 1. Lappin not able to take it. Good news for the Hawks. It's inside 50. And even better news for the Blues, the umpire has it.
Just watching Darren Hume trying to run with Crawford at the moment, just starting to fall off him. Just needs to stick tight. Crawford, a very, very good runner.
Inside attacking 50, French. Gets it down, Ratton going nowhere, and we'll get another bounce. Jonathan Hay has come in for his fair share of criticism this year, but he's been fantastic this afternoon.
He has.
Brendan Favola.
Yes, blanketed Favola.
And we've also seen glimpses of that running ability that he displayed so successfully in 2001 to earn himself All-Australian selection. McKay dumps it wide of the pack. Holland's first there. Handball straight to Camporelli. He'll be disappointed with that. Kick back towards the wing. Barlow committed his body, well played. Stolen somehow by Favola. Kick towards half forward. No one inside attacking 50 for the Blues. The foot race is on. Houlihan will get there first. Will it sit for him? Houlihan, can he get boot the ball? No! Great tackle. Fantastic stuff from Bateman. McKay. Bateman again for a second effort. That was superb play. And now a chance for Osborne. Kicks along the boundary line. Lekas and Lappin. And a boundary throw. But what superb play and chasing in that defensive 50 for the Hawks by Chance Bateman.
Called it beautifully, Chris.
Fantastic play. And the follow up here. That's all he needed to do, just get the ball out of the danger area.
So Houlihan taking possession. Actually a lot easier from up here. Probably best suited to just try and get one off the ground. Loose ball, Ratton. Joel Smith missed it. It's inside 50, not really directing it. McKernan unguarded goal square and he's over the roof. And that's the first time I've ever seen that happen, over the Carlton Social Club roof. That ball is out of here.
Lean pickings, I reckon, over the years behind the George Harris stand.
That'll end up in some Carlton hotel this evening being raffled off.
Well, we're 8 minutes into this quarter. There hasn't been a score yet.
So Rawlings. So the run has stopped. Blues are back. The ascendancy with them. It'll run to Dixon. Has been a very good player. It'll drop short. Holland missed it. So Lappin and Whitnell combine. Lappin to do the kicking now. Out wide. Does it stay in? It does. Favola has it. Carlton winning enough of it at the moment. They not able to win that all-crucial possession going at goal inside 50.
Jonathan Habe happy to see Favola take a mark that far up the ground.
So Prendergast got it, yes. Second bite, took the sting off the ball. Has to move it on quickly, stop the Hawks from getting back inside 50. Will wind up and bang it in long. Hume, Murphy, not able to, he's got it. It has been paid to Justin Murphy. And the Blues with one big chance to go at goal, 45-degree angle. That is a big mark. Backing back, and he will have a shot from about 35.
It's a good grab. He was running, I guess, a little bit with the flight of the ball, but was able just to hang on to it. Had a quiet day, Murphy, but tell you what, there's a bit of footy left.
So Justin Murphy with a chance to come up with the goods. He's had a quiet one, and he misses. He misses, and certainly an opportunity for Blues, who are getting it right at the moment, the right time of this game to take that lead.
Well, the first score of the quarter has taken 10 minutes. And it should have been a goal. Vandenberg at half-back just goes long. Whitnell has been very good. Murphy starting to come into it now. McKay got plenty of time. Just hoists it high towards half-forward. Bounces just inside. Spawn accommodating bounce. Kick towards half-forward. Hay takes the mark.
Had a great game, Hay.
He certainly has, and he's obviously regaining his confidence because he left his man to come and help Dixon at that contest and had enough confidence to do so. Long kick, target is Campbell, who doesn't let him down. Gee, that's a strong mark. Robert Campbell have been impressed with his ruck work. Thompson edged out by Martin. Lappin goes to the line, and we'll get a boundary throw. 20 possessions this afternoon for Matthew Lappin. There's only been one better for Carlton, and that's the captain, Brett Ratton, with 23. Leckus, the leading possession winner for the Hawks.
Big stat with Barnaby French there as well.
Boundary throw in. French almost gave it to Ratton. Another bounce.
Gee, that is a big stat, Sauce, isn't it, with your ruckman in the top 5 possession getters, or ranking, sorry. He's done pretty well. Ball comes down, McKay out wide towards a boundary. Good use of the body. Leckus will bang it in long. This is what they need. Holland will jump. Whitnell front. Down at ground level. That's good enough from Clark. It's closer to goal. 25 in fact. Hawthorn into attack. Nothing in this game. 12.5 minutes into this last quarter. And certainly if either of these two teams are to go on, they need this game just for momentum. Hawthorn certainly through the week, confidence taking a battering. Martin does the ruck work. Outside 50, Mitchell keeps it in. No, he doesn't. So it's outside 50, boundary throw in half-forward, Hawks into attack. Barnaby French will do battle with Thompson. Comes in, McKay going with Barlow, who was so good in that third quarter. Mitchell at ground level, Ratton goes back in. Mitchell dug it out somehow and then got his boot to it. Well done. Cox took it and runs around. Left foot it is. Oh, and that misses everything. So Adrian Cox, who had a big first quarter, fairly quiet since, and that is probably you put that kick down to football rust. Blues will take it. They will change direction.
Ball taken by Lappin, inside defensive 50, good leap and good mark. No play on Slikor, thought Waite may have been played the mark. Chance for the turnover, Crawford chips it to the top of the goal square. Whitnell and Holland. Holland, well played Whitnell, felt the body, worked back on Holland and was able to force it through for a behind.
There'll be one relieved Carlton player out there, that'd be Matthew Lappin. That kick needed to be spot on to Jared Waite. He almost took the mark, but just opened the Carlton defence up a fraction.
Campriali runs into a wall. It'll drop short. Lekas over the back. McKernan has to be good. Carlton have the numbers. Well done, McKernan. Going in, sliding Prendergast. McKernan, Lekas, slap it out. He does.
Well played.
Chance now. Mitchell evades. He's good in this area. He can go long to Adrian Cox. That's where he heads. Cox will jump, and Cox has got a mark. He was just lurking at the back of the pack. He'll go back, and they have a shot on goal from about 35, Sauce.
Gee, it was great poise from Mitchell. He was in the pack. He found himself in clear space, but he had enough sense of presence just to steady himself and deliver.
He did. And they've worked very hard for this opportunity at goal. But what a super kick.
Well, they've made a goal from nothing, and all due to the effort of Sam Mitchell. So Cox has to reward him and his teammates, and he does, I think. He does. Terrific in-close football from Sam Mitchell, making a possession from nothing, and in the end, Cox able to finish.
And we just see here, the Hawks keep the ball alive. They've fought hard to keep the ball in their forward half, and this kick here was just spot on. Great mark by Cox, and more importantly, he kicked that crucial goal. And that's his third.
So the Hawks just sneak out to an 11-point advantage. It is a low-scoring game, but the Blues are kicking to the scoring end this afternoon. Smith, who's been great since half-time, thumps it in towards Holland, almost. He does well, recovers at ground level. Left foot snap, is goalward. He's missed it, just across the face. Well, it hasn't been Nick Holland's best day. That would have put that all behind him, but he couldn't quite convert the difficult opportunity.
Back behind play. Robert Campbell limping after the centre bounce contest. Need to work that out quickly, the Hawks. It's in a half-40 contest. A big guy nearly tripped McCormick in the end. Hume not able to shrug. McCormick out to spawn a little bit of space. Chips up in the end. Ratton with plenty of room now. Can carry the football. Should carry it. He does. Takes a bounce and loads in long. McKernan from behind. Best of luck. Rawlings.
Great grab.
That's what it's all about in the end. He put himself to the front and came up with it to move it out wide. Vandenberg with plenty of time. White in pursuit.
Kick towards the wing. Holland starting to get a few touches now. Nick Holland. Vandenberg took too long to get rid of it. In the end, just scrambled it as far as McKay. Ladson almost stalked him. McKay did well. His kick was poor. Luckily lands with Whitnell, delivers Prendergast. Lekas arriving late, too late. Carlton need a goal. Prendergast, kick towards Favola in the pack. Oh, going back, great effort. Favola, soccer! Misses. He didn't soccer, he just dropped it into his boot. And what a spectacular attempt there by Jade Rawlings. And, well, gee, it's good to see he's up on his feet so quickly. Oh.
Too many Carlton players flying in the end. Favola should have really put this one away.
Jade Rawlings, game number 100 for the Hawks today.
So let off for the Hawks. Joel Smith to take it. Regularly kicks to himself and runs. This time, will bomb it into the air. Loads will run at it. Crawford, happy to see it over the line. Hickmott making sure it gets there. So it's half forward. Social club side of the ground here at Optus. Blues into attack. Boy, do they need a goal. It's 11-point lead to the Hawks. 18 minutes last quarter. French over the top, dangerous. Clark sits it up. Lappin couldn't mark it. McKay is back to goal to Whitnell. On to Lappin. Standing start. McKay, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Can they get it clear? Cox to Mitchell. Out to Barlow. McKay, well done. Gave the contest for the Blues, and in the end held it up. And nearly away. Adrian Cox, 3 goals. Certainly feeling that clash.
Been the story all day, the tackling. Hawks and the Blues. Hasn't stopped, and a great tackle there by young McCormick.
Bounce on the wing. Gee, it's tight and tough. It's been that way all day. Camporelli scrambles it towards half-forward. McKernan almost at the back, Houlihan. Now a chance for Favola, and he proceeds to kick it out on the full.
Yeah, really, McKernan should have done better than that. He had the opportunity to take a chest mark and it's just gone through his hands. You've got to be able to take those. They hurt you in the long run.
Well, Peter Schwab's made some courageous decisions today. Rawlings back in the defensive half. Graham up forward for most of the afternoon, and Rawlings has been fantastic. Kick towards Barlow and a boundary throw in. Still plenty of time left for Carlton. Over 6 minutes of actual game time. We're at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter. They trail by just 11 points. Loates gets it down. Cormac puts his body on the line and ends up with it. How he did that, I'll never know. Prendergast, good tackle coming from Johnson. McCormack back in again. Great handball to accommodate McKay. Kick towards full forward. Whitnell. No. Hay steps over a couple of bodies. Couldn't get it clear. Bateman fighting hard. Tallis dives in, as does Whitnell. Hickmott somehow to the top of the goal square. It's all Hawthorn. Now, big opportunity here for the Hawks. Rawlings. No one really moving for him. Cox is calling for it in the centre of the ground. He draws a player, uses Thompson, drills the pass. Holland picks it up brilliantly on the half volley. Thompson kept running. Well played. Kick towards full forward. Crawford couldn't hold on. Chance for Barlow. Koutafidis, he threw it out. No free kick. Umpire Head was right on the scene. And eventually Carlton out of trouble.
Well, I'll tell you what, had that ball to carry, Whitnell was on his own waiting for it. It's allowed Johnson to come in. And he will go to the boundary. The Hawks will be happy with that one. 21 minutes last quarter.
And Koutafidis just his second possession for this final quarter, playing at fullback.
Pagan has made the move. He realises the game has to be won. He's put Whitnell back to the forward line.
So ball will come down. Players combine. Loates the ruckman goes in. 5-minute warning. So Blues need a hurry on. Need a goal. McKernan, it's in long. Rawlings will jump. And in the end, should have just put fist to it. At ground level rate, and it's just outside 50 for Vola. Will turn quickly. Go back in. Rawlings to chop it off again. Big last quarter out wide. Crawford, it sits up. Hickmott in pursuit. He'll head to the boundary. Out wide, Latson. This is an important ball. Spawn for the Blues. Has to keep it in. Couldn't. And we get a boundary throw in. So it's between wing and half forward. Dennis Pagan trying to conjure something. The moves are coming. They need to win possession and get it in quickly. Time running away. Ball comes in. Loates doing well. Hume going nowhere. So says Crawford. Johnson. Graham has been good. Just bombs it in long. It's into the air. Tim Clark never asked to jump at it. Lappin will run onto it. Now they can switch direction. He heads. No, he doesn't. He comes back. Hands off to McKay. Blues have to start taking some risks, possibly up the middle. Short to Kuda. Kuda now into the middle of the ground. Wade has it.
Good mark from Wade, keeps the arms extended. Onto McKay, up towards half-forward. Whitnell in the pack for Vola almost. Oh, Mickey Martin, what he's doing there. Thumping kick to the goal square. Going back, oh, spectacular mark again to Rawlings.
He's been critical down there. Taken a number of marks this quarter and just stemmed the tide.
Mark number 6, Holland is free at half-back. Now he needs to use the ball, Nick Holland. Designs just a kick long. 2-on-2. Barlow couldn't hold on. At the back, Lekas will soccer off the ground and does. Into the goal square. What can Bateman do here? In fact, Joel Smith kicks a goal! Sensational stuff! Joel Smith. It was one-on-one in the goal square. Smith versus Koutafidis, and somehow Joel Smith was able to manufacture a goal. He's kicked 2, and that is a very, very important goal for Hawthorn.
Well, it's a kick off the ground here by Lekas, and then it's a one-on-one duel in the goal square, and Koutafidis really should have just tried to punch the ball through the goals, and Smith did very well.
Boy, all-important goal. And you'd think that'd be enough for the Hawks now. 3 out of 4 quarters will probably give them this game of football. And boy, Anthony Koutafidis down there. You have to ask yourself, he's not moving right, nowhere near his best. Comes through the traffic, Prendergast left it behind. Cooter now goes back in, trying to make amends. But 24 minutes into this last quarter, could be well and truly over. Shake of the head from the Carlton supporters. Schwabby, well, as far as he's concerned, this game is not there just yet. He wants these guys to play it out. Ball down. Lotes hasn't been too bad in this last quarter. Campriali, who has quietened off a little bit. Certainly he needed his running, and he really didn't provide that. Bombs in long. Whitnell will come out and drop the mark. Rawlings again. How do you do, he says, as he goes between two and then just chips up. Bateman will run at it again. Well done, Houlihan. Houlihan, and one last chance for the Blues. Rutten is out wide, and that's where Lappin heads. Does he keep it in? He does. Centres it. They need a mark. And Hickmott, well done in the end. It comes down. Davies couldn't control it. And the Hawks will be happy. Whitnell playing for it. 25 from goal. Johnson toe poked it. Bateman and the Hawks off half back. He tucked it under the arm and banged it in and out of danger. It's half forward over the top. Beaumont. Wait now. The Blues really do need to get it up quickly.
Handball to Houlihan, who is under pressure. A little dribbling kick around the corner was ineffective. Chance for the Hawks, and Tim Clark takes it over the boundary line.
Well, Dakes, the Hawks have answered every challenge today. It hasn't been a great game. It's been a scrap, but they've stood up.
Yeah, the conditions, I suppose, in the end for Schwabby, he would have been wrapped because they, as you said, they gave a contest. It has been a scrap, and they really have come through with flying colours.
Lecker sees it over. Pressure coming from Lappin.
I mean, they had a decent kick in the pants through the week. I mean, it was the football public really did take in that game last week, the Hawks v Richmond.
Corey McKernan do battle with Lotes. Gets it down. Well played, though, by Johnson, who hasn't spent a lot of time on the ground, Brett Johnson, but he's accumulated 15 possessions and has been valuable in the midfield. Peter Schwab, it's been a tough week for the Hawthorn coach. The way things are travelling at the moment, he'll be smiling tonight. Alongside him, Gavin Prasiska. Ratton wins a ruck contest. Chance for Vandenberg. Wrapped around the head, no free kick, and again another bounce with a lot of players around the football. Scott Camporelli gets to his feet. 18 possessions for him this afternoon. Ratton, the leading possession winner for the Blues, with 27. Leckis for the Hawks with 24. Graham, who's played well, to Osborne. Clark tries to knock it on. In the way, Prendergast somehow got it to Lappin. Houlihan around the body. Ratton commits his body. Lappin provides the run. Here's a chance for the Blues. Long towards half forward. Whitnell in front. Good spoil coming from Rawlings. At the fall, Camporelli, who ran hard from the contest. Kick towards Favola, who marks 10 metres from goal. And Brendan Favola, it was a great kick, who has been pretty quiet this afternoon. Has got a little bit of it late. He's got up to 12 possessions with 3 marks, but is yet to kick a goal after he kicked 8 against the Kangaroos last week. But as we've mentioned during the call, he certainly has not stopped presenting himself. Comes in and kicks a goal for the Blues. Are they some hope, Carlton? So the margin now back to 11 points. We haven't got a lot of time left, but you never know.
Yes, and we see Brendan Favola on screen kicking his first goal of the game. Jonathan Haidt has done an outstanding job, but what a terrific kick this one was by Camporelli. Just put it to space. Favola running deep into the goal square and presented Favola his first opportunity to kick a goal.
Well, we are as much in the dark as a lot of our viewers. No idea with time. I have to race it out of the middle here. 11-point lead. Ball will come down. Carlton need to win it. Lotes in there again. Not a bad last quarter. Dixon through the traffic. He's been a pretty good defender. Mickey can't get clear McMartin. It's a siren goes. There is no more. The Hawks, after a big week, and they certainly copped the shellacking from the football public, have got up by 11 points.
Well, and what a big week it has been for the Hawks. They've come here to Opitz Oval. They had their tails between the legs, but they've answered the challenge today. A number of their leaders stood up, I thought. I thought Leckers was outstanding. Jonathan Hay's return to the side was also very impressive. Rawlings' last quarter, well, that was a super quarter and really did stem the flow of Carlton's attack into their forward line, but also Joel Smith's last quarter on Anthony Koutafuta's, and to kick that important goal late was also a huge effort.
And Steve, Peter Schwab made some brave moves today, playing Rawlings in the defensive half where he's been a stay-up forward. But we can now go down to Christy Malthouse, who is with Jade Rawlings, who played his 100th game today for the Hawks.
Jade? No, you're right to go. Congratulations on your 100th game and the win. You threw your arms in the air at the end there. You needed it, didn't you, the win?
Oh, yeah, we've been confident from pillar to post during the week, and some fair, some maybe unfair, but yeah, it's just a really good day. Like, to come to Optus, it's pretty much in a way, like in a state game win almost, so massive day for us. We've got a fair few of supporters here, so yeah, really good.
It was a scrappy game. You had to fight for it in the end. Were you mindful of what happened last week in the second half?
Yeah, I think so. It was mentioned at three-quarter time, and the scrap was probably what we needed, just to get in close and really lock the ball up, and I think the boys really show they can prevail when the game is like that.
Your own game, especially in the second half in defence, you stood tall when they needed you?
Oh, yeah, it was a bit of a different role from what I've been playing this year. Yeah, I wanted to try a few smalls. I fought early, then yeah, I went back, and I enjoyed it. It's good. I'm prepared to play both ends every game I play, so it was good.
Well done.
Thanks, Christy.